Yeah, so big news and a couple other things. So, as we know, the Croatia short course championship is a 100-meter championship, which is not something we traditionally offer. And so, with that, we had originally announced a short course in Seattle, which we are going to cancel. So, we'll still have the Pan American Championships there, which is the Beast course. No changes to that. But unfortunately, the short course that we were going to do there just is not going to work out. So we are going to cancel that. But the good news with that is the prize money that was allocated for that now going to put towards the two remaining U.S. National Series. So Big Bear and Utah, $2,500 for first place, 1,000 for second, 500 for third, both men and women, and both Big Bear and Utah. So I know some racers weren't able to get to the full series because of that amazing Tough Mudder event in Saudi Arabia. And so in
Alula.
order, Alula. So in order to make sure we still get the top athletes to these events, a little bit of a prize money draw there for them. So even if they are not able to do the whole series and maybe get the point series, they could still win some individual prize money at those two events.
That is fantastic news. Speaking of Seattle, VJ wants to have a bunch of athletes there. Have you looked into his request?
It's almost like Matt, what's going on. These questions are so just right to the point. I love it. Yes, so we sort of want to see big people there at that event too. So we are opening it up to any prior Pan Am and or I guess North American, as we used to call that, the North American Championship, top three podium winners. So of the back in the day, the Elite Series or Elite
Let's
Wave.
get Woods.
Let's give Woodsy. I would love
That's
to
the
see
first
Woodsy
name I
back
think
out.
of.
Yeah.
He's got to be. Listen, if Tom Brady can play, I don't know if you watched the Patriots his documentary or Dynasty, but if TB12 can do it, anybody can do it.
Yeah, I haven't seen Woodsy in a while. I'd love to see Woodsy out there. And I believe he obviously has a podium somewhere back in the day. So
Yeah,
he's good.
he was on your posters. He was like this, like you would walk in and it wasn't like a small banner. It was like the size of the whole fucking, what do you call it? Award, the back of the awards podium.
The backdrop, yeah. Yeah, let's get Woodsy out there. I'd love to see it. So I know this was something that VJ was looking for, and I think this would be good news for him. So again, anyone that was on the podium of a Pan American Championship last year or the North American Championships prior to that is now invited to come to Seattle.
Jack Bauer, I know you're listening. Dig up a quick doc and throw it up on your page, or call me and we'll do it. Uh, Send me the names and I'll use the magic of Canva and I'll make something really cool.
That's a professional move right there, Matt. Love it.
Well, people talk about like what are the greatest inventions of the 20th century, right? Like the combustion engine, I think was a big deal. I want to say Chat GPT and Canva are the greatest inventions of my lifetime.
Nice.
Because look at like the other ones that people think are so great. Like when DVD players and CD players, like these are amazing, right? Uh then there's the stuff that didn't make it, like the DAT player. But yeah, those things have all been outdone. But um it would take like 100 years, I think, before Canva somebody does something better than Canva for that particular.
Wow.
um
100 years.
well, well, because how else could you make it better? How else could you just give it more tools? But for its basic use of social media and graphics, right?
Some hot
And
takes here, Matt. The combustion engine was a big deal. You heard it here
well,
first from Matt
listen.
beginning of this.
I said Barkley was too easy, so my hot takes
Barkley
are
was
hot.
too. I know five people completed it out of. I mean, how many people register?
Well, that's one of the best answers I've gotten is, why don't you sign up for it? Oh, okay. That's all I have to do is sign up and I'm in. Okay, cool. I'll see you there next year. See you at the Yellow Gate.
Yes, just bring your license plate and your dollar bill, and you're
Right.
good.
I think it's $1.50.
Ooh,
Um,
inflation.
Actually, he changed it up. I mean, people still do the license plate, but he did if you watch the documentary, he talks about how for a lot of years he asked for white shirts because that's what he liked to wear, is a white button down. And then he got so many of those that he's like, okay, now a flannel shirt and a pack of cigarettes or whatever it is. Um, but yeah, I don't know if I've told you this before, but apparently he also loves Dr. Pepper and is very protective of it. So like there's like a little, thing set up for like him and like the 2 or 3 people that are helping to put on the race. And he's got a bunch of Dr. Pepper and maybe some snacks there. People usually bring a king cake, I guess. And Jackson, my son, when I was there 5 years ago, was like, "Hey, can I have a Dr. Pepper?" And they gave him one, and people thought it was the biggest deal. Like he doesn't give them out to anybody; it's his Dr. Pepper for the weekend. And Jackson got one.
Wow.
So Jackson's. I'm going to tell him this memory when he's older, because right now he could care less, right?
So he's a master mooch like you are, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
Um, Also, I've been to the Dr. Pepper Museum in just outside of Austin, Texas. It's in Waco.
I drove to Waco to meet my friend there once, and it was closed. Pre-internet, good search. He's like, "Hey, I'm in wherever the hell he lived. I was like an hour north of it, and I was like, let's meet." Which is a chance to hang out. I hadn't seen him in a lot of years, and that's like, let's meet in the middle. We met there. It was closed for who knows what reason. Because again, the internet, you couldn't just check. This is like 2003. My wife is sending me ridiculous texts. Sorry, I should not have looked at that.
That's okay.
You never know. When the wife texts, you got to pick it up. You got to see what's happening. Who knows?
Yeah,
could
for
be
sure.
could be an emergency. Could be telling me to do something. Right.
Well, you have 3 kids, young kids, so yeah, it could always be an emergency.
I know they're getting older though, so there's less and less emergencies. That might be a cat-related emergency. I
That's
know
an
you've
important one.
moved. Do you have pets in the new place?
Yeah, hold on. My puppy's sleeping next to me, but um, see,
Gary just picked up his dog by
by his shirt, he
by
likes
his
it.
shirt. He's wearing, it looks like
He's got a little. It's summertime here in New Orleans, so he's got a little tank top on.
he's wearing an adorable tank top. His face says, "Why did you put clothes on me? I have this thing called fur."
No, his face says you just woke me up and I'm tired.
Oh,
So
yeah. What's great about cats is you can't pick up my cat and do that. Like he'll just jump out of your hands.
yeah,
If he wants to be pet, he'll come over to you. He'll he'll purr, he'll lay, but mostly for Stacy. He's not really into me.
yeah,
He's become my wife's either best friend, boyfriend, or third son. I'm not sure which, but they are in love. They are 100% in love.
that's good. It's good to have pets, I think.
No, it's great. She's there. Like they hang out all the time. I'm just further down the chain of importance in this house, is what I'm trying
Yeah,
to say.
as you get a new pet, yeah, you just move down.
Just
How's
move down.
the bunny doing?
Well, the bunny really got short thrift because Emma was like all about that bunny. And now she way more digs the cat.
Doesn't care the cat, yeah.
Kind of doesn't care. So we're it's getting close here. She's gonna be in college in a couple of years. And so we ain't fucking taking care of that pet. So it's like the cat we love, right? But nobody wants to take care of the bunny. So
No, I think of all the pets I've owned, a bunny rabbit is the biggest pain in the ass and the hardest to take. Like they chew on stuff, they just make messes, and they're really no fun.
yeah, he destroys like all cords in her room. And
Yep,
like when they were gone, when they were out of town, I had dumped the big, it's like a little, like a little
igloo.
enclosed little thing, right? A little plastic that he lived in. And I went to go clean it because it was disgusting and there was poop everywhere. It's like, God, did she ever clean this thing? I went in a day later and it looked the same. I'm like, oh my God. So there's hay, there's lettuce, expense. Like it cost me a lot of money. People say I need cereal money. I need fucking hay and lettuce money now for this rabbit. So anyway, if you would love a rabbit, in about 2 years, you can have this one.
Can you change your buy a coffee link to like buy a head of lettuce link?
Buy a head of lettuce.
Yeah,
Seriously, I should. Thanks for that shout out, Gary.
you're welcome.
I
This is
really
so
appreciate.
compelling.
How dare you?
What
I
else
will
you want to
tell
talk about, Matt?
I will decide what's compelling to my audience. Okay, Gary,
Okay.
I've been doing this a long time. What if I tried to tell you how to do analytics and product or whatever your title is?
Well, it's changing soon, but right now, because I haven't signed paperwork, yeah, the global director of consumer insights and analytics.
Right.
We got a lot of world championships coming up, which I'm excited for. Having the obviously the Ultra World Championship back and back in a 50K format instead of a 24-hour format, so that should be pretty exciting.
Okay, that is in Molzine.
More zine.
Okay.
And racers do have to qualify. I know I got some text about like, do they have to qualify? I don't know why it's a surprise year after year that you need to qualify for a Spartan World Championship.
Well, because
Um,
for a long time people were just getting emails like, "Hey, you qualified." I think that's why.
but they still did something. Um, you know, so yeah, you need to go run an ultra and get on the podium. So I know some racers are looking forward to that event, and I believe our good friend Jack Bauer is going to be telling them all the news because he was the one that was texting me saying some people want to get into the Ultra Bowl Championship, but they've never run a Spartan Ultra before. So
What?
get
Wait a
on
minute.
it.
What did we? What's Jack Bauer? He's not a newsbreaker.
Um, I think it's for his Race Brain podcast. Can we talk about
Oh,
our
race brain.
podcast?
Sorry,
Yeah, yeah.
sorry, I forgot. Sorry. All right, Jack, you can have that one.
You can
I like
have
to
that
break the
one.
news. I like to break the news when
Um,
I'm not saying a race is too easy. I like to break news.
yeah. What are races do you think are too easy? What like Kentucky Derby? Is that too
Should I do
easy?
top 5 things
Top
that are too
five too
easy?
easy nowadays? Yeah, can we do that?
So anyway,
Well, I mean, we see that on Spartan Social, right? Like we post something sometimes about like an event and no one really likes their comments or cares about it, but then we post something that's like a meme and all of a sudden there's 20,000 likes on it and it brings in new people. So,
you
I know
wait, I forgot you did post a hot Mona Lisa, which is pretty horrible, pretty
we don't we,
despicable.
we don't talk about that.
Oh, we don't talk about that anymore.
No,
Okay.
no, that might have been too far. But
Okay.
I mean, I posted something stupid, a Simpsons meme about like going to a Spartan race at Disneyland, and it's like 20,000 likes later, and then we post the winners of a race, and it's like 500. So it's a balance there. Obviously, we want to still keep the social media accounts about Spartan Race and about our racers, but we do need to bring new people into the
Listen,
ecosystem too.
you do need to feed the algorithm. Listen, I just talked to one Christy O'Connell about this. She is a CrossFitter. I know you don't know anything about that outside of Spartan. But she did this thing called High Rocks, which is
Okay.
a hybrid event. It's like a DECA but
Is that
harder,
like a DECA? Okay.
but harder. DECA's
Is
too
it
easy.
DECA's too easy? Okay.
DECA's too easy, especially for women. Um, even though the weights are the same. I hope people cut clips out of this and just blast
I'm
me.
getting canceled after this.
So
Can we post this after I sign my new
yes,
contract with Spartan?
100%.
Okay, thank you.
100%. So Christy was on and we took out a clip from Sean Woodland, who's a big talking head at CrossFit, and he was like, "Oh, the CrossFitters are gonna fucking dominate High Rocks," and I was like, "How dare you?" Right? Just like when Joe would have the Olympians sign up for the Spartan Beast, and like people would be like, "Oh, they're gonna crush it," and I'm like, "No, they're not." So her husband got upset. He had a big comment, and she still came on my show today, and we talked. And I said, "You understand? Like, I could go 1,000% Hiller. He's this guy that posts a lot of stuff, a lot of clickbaity stuff, and admits it. But that's just not who I am. Every day I could post something like Spartan sucks, Joe sucks, cancel Spartan. Like I could do that on the daily. It would not be hard, right? But that's just not the kind of content I want to create. Do I want to do the occasional clickbaity title? Yes, because it's I think there's a way to do both. So anyway, you're putting memes out because they get attention, and that's a smart thing to do.
I thought so.
But what about your new role? Are you still can we expect more memes in 2024? What should we be expecting?
um, I don't know. I'll be a little bit less on the social media side and more just on the general marketing of sport and products. So, website, email, all that stuff, and kind of how we present it. So, a little bit different than just the social media aspect of it, getting a little bit more into the marketing, especially around the championships and big news like this. And how can we get more people to these events? And the reality of it is, how do we drive these athletes into making it bigger. Obviously, the elite heats have gone down in the past couple of years, and I think we need to build those back up, but we need to build it up in a way that is, marketing based and bringing spotlights to people like this. So I think VJ does a great job of this himself. Obviously, calling out a big challenge, get everyone to Seattle. Maybe should have checked and made sure these people could get into Seattle before he made the big challenge. But he's a young gun, right?
You
Young
you
blood.
just gave me, see, speaking of clickbait, you just gave me a great quote. Boom, that's the video. That's the highlight I'm going to post ASAP when you tell me I can post this. But let's keep it positive as we're on the positive train. I was at a Spartan in Atlanta. You did deliver a great job. And as I am forced to say all the time, if you like obstacle racing at all, Spartan's kind of doing it right still, despite many, many changes we don't agree with, despite weird communication errors, despite all the things we don't like about Spartan. They put on a darn good race. And Savage was just here, and we love Savage, and they put on a great race, and they had 1,100 finishers, and it's been getting less and less. So they either need to figure out a way to get more people there, or Spartan will be the only one left. And I love Savage. They're a great time. I'll probably go to the fall race. I didn't make it this weekend. I've been too much going on. But you guys had 7,000 finishers. That's a lot of fucking people. It's more than Tough Mudder. That's more than recent, like Rugged Maniac hasn't seen those number of years. So you're doing stuff right. And people get a really good experience.
Yeah, I like to think so, right? I mean, it's tough. We know Spartan Rate's not perfect. I mean, I don't think any company out there is perfect, but we hear a lot. You should be like X company. And it's like, but X company is no longer here, probably for a reason, right?
You mean like Battle Frog?
I don't know. Some people. Now, I mean, again, maybe Battle Frog put in a great race, but sponsoring the Tostitas Bowl was a wrong move. Maybe that was their death. But obviously, Spartan brings the biggest numbers, and there's a reason for it. And as you said, I think it's a quality event. You're not going to have obstacles collapsing or a bad time. You're going to have a good time out there. You're going to meet a lot of great people. And yeah, I'd like to think that we do put on quality events still, and always have.
The Spartan Plus, I met someone at the end of the weekend who's like, they were getting their stuff out of the Spartan Plus tent, and they said this was like a VIP experience. Now I hadn't been in a Spartan Plus tent, so it was closed down already, but I noticed you had massage guns and I noticed you had apples. Now, is apples a specific Joe DeSena? We need apples in there and not crap, because I definitely noticed the apples.
No, there's chips in there most likely. I don't know what we had the Atlanta event, but we do have a new person, not new to Spartan, but new to Spartan Plus, that kind of started working on the on-site experience and really working hard to improve that. So yeah, I've heard the same thing. Spartan Plus was really great. I think we had it in SoCal, and there was actually some grills there, and some of the guys brought in different things to grill up and cook. And Spartan Race itself is a pretty tight knit community, and then as you get to these kind of Spartan Plus members that are the next level, I think they're a little bit more of a tight knit community. So yeah, they were doing some grilling and stuff like that. But Spartan Plus tents have definitely had a lot put into them. Like I said, massage guns and Rice Krispie treats and cookies. Not everything healthy, but there's some definitely fruits and other healthy stuff. Oh no.
There's a FedEx truck going backwards on my street. Had a pretty good clip. I don't know what's just happening there. Well, listen, I'm sure that's a lot of fun until a Spartan Plus tent burns down. So maybe don't do grilling at every event. I think that.
Well, this one just happened to have. Yes. This was at a state park that had grills there. Yes. So this was not random,
because you know how people get.
Yeah, not random. As the old
you
people
gave
say,
away free bag check for many years, and teams lost their minds.
Oh yes, yeah.
We got 800 people on our team.
That's a good impression of a large team.
That's what they do. That's what they were getting like. It was crazy. It was a turf war. It was bad.
I know. I want to bring back the biggest team or some sort of team thing.
Well, I don't know.
I don't know if the biggest team works, right? Because we saw it.
You just tell people to sign up, and it doesn't really matter.
But I do think a team program is important. And as does a lot of people at Spartan. This isn't like a revelation that I'm just coming up with. No one's listening to me, but it's how do we execute it so it doesn't become a let's get rid of all the small teams and just make one big team.
Yeah, I mean, I think in 20, okay, the FedEx is now my house. I'm really dying to see what package this is. It's
Nice. Are
probably
you getting
not for
some?
it's probably not for me.
Are you getting some payola?
Probably getting some payola. Who would I get payola from?
I don't know. You
Some
seem again. It goes back to being the world's greatest mooch.
some
Yeah,
Are you gonna put that on my headstone, Gary?
yeah. This is from Grosh. They donate water for every product that you buy. So high quality coffee.
Um uh yeah, the concept of like, hey, get the most people from your company or your gym, right? It's like what we did in the early days. Like, oh, cool, the so and so fitness gym brought 28 of their members. And then, I started a group called Gormer, still in existence, and at its height, we'd have a couple hundred people to races. Um, but then it became this turf war of like just start a Facebook group, get everybody you know to sign up under this team, and we all get free bag check, and that really wasn't the point. So there's probably a way to do it. You're a smart guy. You guys will figure it out.
I appreciate that. I really want to know what's being delivered because your interest is there.
Well, here's what I realized. It's not for me because I have a family um, of people that also have access to my Amazon account. And so you just use I definitely put my name on it when I order it so they don't open it accidentally. Um, so it's if it's not Amazon, and Amazon doesn't always come in an Amazon. It could be the US mail, it could be some random person.
I
Um,
deliver Amazon.
you've delivered Amazon. This
Yeah.
was a FedEx and it wasn't me. So it's either not this house or it figured out the wrong thing, but it's not me.
All right. Well, that was a letdown.
Um, you want to talk about the biggest news in obstacle racing today?
Um, the future kids world champion.
That was the future kids world champion. I see what you did there.
Yes.
Yeah, Lindsay Webster, Ryan Atkins, they finally did it. People were like, when she kept retiring, people were like, oh, maybe she's having a baby. She's finally having a baby. Um, so there they are, ladies and gentlemen, Ryan and Lindsay, parents.
It's
Welcome to the
exciting for them.
world. It's very exciting for them. I mean, I feel like we're going to see this, right? Like all these people that start, you and I both go back to the old days.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people had not started families yet, right? A lot of people were still freewheeling in their 20s and 30s, and now people are starting to settle down. You got Ryan and Lindsay in their mid 30s. You got Hunter McIntyre in their mid 30s. You got I don't know, is Ryan? I don't know who
Yeah,
else is.
I don't think Hunter's settling down.
You never know.
You never know.
A lot of these guys, right? So who knows? So good for them. Stoked for them. The future kids world champion. What if they keep them away? What if they're like when parents are actors and they're like, we will not let them in the entertainment business. We don't want that horrible life for them. Maybe they don't want the horrible OCR life for them.
Is it a horrible life? I
I'm
think it's
joking,
good.
Gary. I'm joking. Come on.
I,
Let's talk about what you're training for before I let you go because you're a beast out there. I once beat you by 10 minutes in a Spartan Trail
uh,
half marathon.
I
But
know.
since then, I've put on weight, you've lost weight, I've stopped training nearly as hard. You have the eye of the tiger. So tell people what you got going on.
Yeah, 2 weeks I have a half Ironman, a 70.3. And then 3 weeks after that, I have a backyard ultra, which I'm going for at least 100 miles, which would be good.
24 hours,
As
Gary.
24 hours. Yeah, I realized there was no reason to do Eau de Laz. Like, why go to where is that? Like Detroit or Chicago? Somewhere not great, like in the middle of the
Michigan.
summer, Michigan. So it's near Detroit. Um, so yeah, I decided let's find a better backyard ultra that's not in the middle of the summer. So I'll be going up to Minnesota, where my wonderful crew lives. That way they can just drive 15 minutes and crew me. And yeah, hopefully 100 miles at the end of April.
Hang on. Googling this right now. We're going to pull it up, Gary.
Oh, it's
Is
Elm Creek.
Oh, I found it. Don't worry. I found it. I typed Minnesota Backyard Ultra.
Yeah, there's probably not a lot, I would guess.
So first of all, how dare you talk ill of Odelaz? We love Odelaz. We love our
No,
Odamis.
Odelaz was a great event, but it may have been the year I ran. It was like 90 plus degrees and just way, way too hot.
Yeah, you went on a rough. You went on a rough this year. Ooh, it starts at noon. I kind of like that.
Actually, they changed. Oh, maybe they changed it. It was supposed to be 9 o'clock. So noon would be even better.
Noon this year, the Backyard Ultra will kick off at noon.
Yes.
Each loop will start at the top of the next hour, and we'll proceed till we head.
Wow. This is breaking news, Matt, because originally it was supposed to be 9. So this is now exciting. Noon is better for sure.
And they're doing the traditional Backyard Ultra.
Yep.
So the distance is 4.167, and the rules are 3 minutes, you blow 3 whistles, 2 minutes, 2 whistles, 1 minute, 1 whistle, and then a bell is rung. Because listen, I learned at the Frozen Backyard Ultra that we attended that they can be different.
Yeah, 300 feet of gain. So not a lot, but a little bit of gain. The big concern is what the weather will be like. It is currently snowing right now there. So we'll see if hopefully that weather gets a little bit better and no longer snows.
Dude, last year the winning woman only got 62 miles and the winning man only got 120. So this is like easy peasy for you. You can crush this.
Yeah, this is I think only their 4th year. So a little bit concerned that not a lot of people have got 100 miles, but again, I don't think this is one of the bigger backyard ultras out there. So I think 100 miles is
Yeah, it's
within
only
realm.
listen, it's only as tough as that second runner is. That's what it's all about. You got to have at least two. So
Yeah.
that's the whole deal.
Yeah, I guess that's worst case scenario, right? Winning it at like 23 hours. I
Yeah,
guess I would just go out for one more
you could
victory
totally
lap
go out
just
for
so I
one
could hit the
more.
100 miles. But
You'd
yeah, 100
probably
miles would be good.
you'd probably have 100 anyway on your watch. You go a little extra. You know what I mean? There's nothing exact. Half Ironman. Will you get a half Ironman tattoo? Which is
No,
half of a full Ironman tattoo.
no, not yet. Maybe when I do the full Ironman, but as much as Ironman was a great experience, it wasn't life changing like Spartan was for me.